welcome back. Welcome if you're new. I'm Tiffany. This is our small town life. We got some things to get done today. We have had a stomach bug run through our home over the last few days. There's a few that haven't gotten sick. Fingers crossed. Say a prayer with me. They don't get sick. But the few of us that were sick are finally on the mend. I spent a lot of my day yesterday catching up on things. You know how it goes. Dishes don't get done. Things get laid around. Laundry backs up. All the surfaces that we touched needed to be cleaned. Had food that had been sitting around waiting patiently for me to can it. I got that done. Now it needs to be put away. Just some things that need to be done. I've already started kind of getting there. We cleaned the bathrooms really well yesterday. There's just more to do. More laundry, more dishes. I have a lot of eggs that I need to address. I've been wanting to get some sourdough going again, so we're gonna do some of those things together today. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do, is get this going, and then we'll go from there. We're gonna put up this canned stuff, work on getting some eggs put in the refrigerator and put into some some cartons. I've got some pickling lime. I've got some big jars on the way to start water glassing some eggs. That way when production slows down in the wintertime, we still have plenty. Looking at plenty of eggs right now though. We need to do something with today, so let's get started. I'm getting this going in a small jar for right now, but it will eventually have to move to my bigger jar. I've just found that starting this, especially from this dehydrated starter, seems to work best if I do it in a small jar to get started. This is just the dehydrated starter, about half a tablespoon of the dehydrated starter and a tablespoon and a half of water. I'm going to let this sit here and rehydrate, and then I'll add a tablespoon of flour into it, and that'll be all I have to do today. Then every day I'll just feed it a little bit with some flour and water till it's nice and bubbly again. I'm ready to go. We'll come back to you. I'm going to address some of these eggs now. If they're dirty, which none of these really seem to be very dirty, but if they are, I'll wash them, put them in the refrigerator. I'm going to go ahead and put a lot of them in the refrigerator anyway, just because some of them are reaching their limit for time out on the counter. Some of them that have only been sitting here for a couple of days, I'm just going to leave on the counter. The rest I need to work on getting in the refrigerator. Can we just appreciate how beautiful these eggs are? That is gorgeous. water break. All the eggs are taken care of. I ended up emptying out the basket, the racks, everything, so that I can really start working on separating what I want set aside to water glass for winter, because those are eggs that you want to be clean in the sense of they don't have any mud, poop, anything like that on them, but you don't wash them before you water glass them, so they need to just be a nice clean egg still covered in the bloom. So I'm going to be setting those eggs aside specifically for that. So I just wanted to make sure I had this whole area clean so I can start separating my eggs out. I ended up with, how many eggs does that container in the fridge hold? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20, 32. I ended up with 32 eggs in here. And then all of these eggs have also been washed, so they're going to be going in the refrigerator. These are some for friends and family. We may keep a couple of these to pickle, but that's where these are going to go. Y'all, I get comments sometimes where people are like, you can never eat all of those eggs. You're exactly right. We cannot, but we share them. There's some eggs that are going to be going back to the chickens. I have a bag right there with some eggs in it that are going to be going back out to the chickens. Boy's turned into a pepperoni machine lately. Had to pause and get him some pepperonis. But you saw me doing the float test on those eggs. So you put them in water, and if they float, they're not as fresh. Now, I have never had one of those eggs that float actually be rotten. They're not as fresh. The air sac inside of them has gotten bigger. And so I feed those back to the chickens. I've also never had a problem with my chickens eating the eggs when they lay them. Even though we feed them eggs, when we take those out there, we crush them real good. They don't look like an egg anymore. Knock on wood, we've never had a problem with them eating their fresh eggs. We feed those back to the chickens, good source of calcium and protein. And like I said, I've never actually had one of those that floated be rotten when we took it out there. But I know they're not as fresh, and so I just choose to feed those to the chickens since we do have plenty. You could absolutely just keep the eggs on the counter and crack them open one at a time in a bowl before you put them in something, because if you crack open a rotten egg, you're gonna know it. Anyway, we had probably so what was that? Let me do some math. I ended up having about 9 dozen eggs sitting here on the counter. So those are all taken care of. Now it's time to go out and do chicken chores. I'm gonna take some of those eggs out, feed them to the chickens. I'm not going to do all of them. I'm going to save some and let the boys give to them tomorrow, because they like to do that too. They like to take the eggs out there and crack them and throw them on the ground, and that's fun for them. So I'm going to save some for them to do tomorrow. I could go ahead and send the boys out there to do chicken chores today, but I kind of want to go out there and spend some time with the chickens. So let's go do chicken chores, and then when we get back, I've got bottles to wash. I've got canning stuff to put away. I need to get our chicken for tonight going in the oven. So we'll do all that. Let's go spend some time with the chickens first. Giving my sourdough a little swirly swirl before I go out. Is that proper terminology? Swirly swirl? It is around here. I'm going to go ahead and get all these things here put away before I head out.
The city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kinda miss this place I used to live back home. 'Cause up here it's breakneck, paycheck, rat races. What's next? I'm tired of feeling like
this outfit I've got on isn't about as true homesteader, just going out to do chicken chores, about as real as it gets. I don't know what it is. I've got on one of Justin's old t-shirts, a pair of exercise comfy shorts, my boots, and a Jack's apron. My hair up in a messy side ponytail. This is what it really looks like. I thought I would show you here just for reference. Like if I sit this egg down, she's like, oh yeah, not supposed to mess with that. Well, watch this. That one's still sitting there. And that's how they've always been. As long as I get it to where it doesn't look like an egg. And see, y'all, none of these eggs are rotten. None of these are bad. I'm gonna go ahead, get them all some feed, and then we'll come back and gather eggs together. Hey, do you see those pallets? That means something exciting is about to happen around here. Stay tuned for that. Mama and babies are still doing good. So my apron worked really, really well. I did notice one more thing that I wanted to take care of outside. The sunflower that the kids have been growing. I've let it dry, hanging as long as I could still on the actual plant. But I'm afraid the birds are going to start messing with it and they want to take it to the fair in a couple days. So we're going to go ahead and cut that sunflower head off before the birds get to it. Be easy.
No.
Hand. You want them in your hand? Hold it. Is it big? Is it getting big? So, change of plans when it comes to dinner. Basketball practice is starting back this week, and so I gotta learn to adjust again. We're gonna get Jack's tonight, and I'll roast the chicken tomorrow. I'm on my way to pick up Audrey from basketball practice now, and then Easton's got to go back to practice in just a little while. So we're gonna have Jack's tonight. We're gonna get back, eat dinner. I'm gonna work on washing bottles and finishing up some laundry and things I gotta get done in the house. I'll spend a little more time outside with the chickens than I planned, and that's perfectly fine. shower. Got myself cleaned up after being outside. Justin and Easton just left for basketball practice. Justin had to rub in that it's Easton's first practice for youth. You know, stuff like that. Us mamas can be a little, we can get emotional about the littlest of things sometimes. But thinking about how this is his last year in youth league, he'll be moving up to middle school next year. Justin's last year to be his coach, those kinds of things. They're off to basketball practice. That's what I'm getting at. Justin helped me get the last of the things done in the kitchen. Well, most of the things done in the kitchen that I wanted to get done. Bottles are washed, dishes are done. I'm going to clean my stovetop because, y'all, I got a Grove order a couple of days ago. I was going to do kind of like an unboxing with y'all, but it came while we were sick and that just wasn't happening. But I thought I'd tell y'all, I got the whole Mrs. Meyer's Acorn Spice set. I love that scent. I used it a lot when we were at the rental house. When we first moved into the rental house, it was about fall time. And I was using this scent. It was kind of one of those things where we were learning to make that house home. And I used this scent a lot. And so I just still, you remember it too? That scent? Like I still like associate that. So when I got this stuff and opened it up and smelled it, I was like, it took me back. Does it take you back, Audrey? Does it take you back to the rental house? So I got the whole set. The soap, let me show you. I got the set that comes with the sponges, the hand soap, the dish soap, the multi-surface spray, and the room refreshener. I've been keeping these by the sink. I'm going to sit these back under the sink. Actually, I'm going to leave the spray out. And I also got this baking soda cream cleaner. I love using this on a glass stovetop. That's what we're about to do right now. I've not had any of this in a while, and I've missed it. So we're going to use that. I had not ordered from Grove in a hot minute, y'all. I had not. And I don't know why. I love getting things from Grove. I love the toilet paper they have, paper towels, all those things. We've been getting those from Sam's lately. I love getting my Mrs. Meyer's products from there. They usually have all the scents. This isn't sponsored. I'm just telling you that I love it. I do have a link that you can use. I think I get a little something from it for referring you. And you can get some free goodies if you use it. So I'll have that down in the description box for you. You can do Grove a couple of different ways. You can set it up where they will auto ship things, like something you know you're going to get every month, 2 months, 3 months. Or you can just get on there and order whenever you want, which is what I do. Alright, let's get this stove cleaned up. You're going to trip Mommy. Smells are such a powerful thing, aren't they? Your sense of smell. Because this is another one of those things that I've not used regularly since we were at our rental house. And it takes me back. It takes me back to cleaning that kitchen. A lot of sweet memories were made there. Sometimes it's one of those things where I remember when we moved in, I kind of thought, I don't know if this will ever feel like home. We don't own the home or renting it. That was just, it was one of my fears. Because we had owned a home that we sold before we moved in there. And, but we had been in our home before that for 10 years. So it was a change. And I just wasn't sure it would feel like home. But we did. We made it home. And some days I still miss it. I'm so happy to be where we are. But we made sweet memories there. It definitely became home. Because home is where the ones you love are. It's where you make the memories. It's where you grow together. What are you doing? I don't know if y'all can tell, but that is so much better. Now there's some spots like this right here. That's not something on the stove. That is, I don't know, it's like the actual burner underneath the glass or something is going on here. Is there any way I can fix that? I don't know. That's not something on top of it though. That's something going on under the glass.
That's from where I burnt sugar and it got on it.
From where you got burnt sugar on it?
Actually, I think it is. I mean, I don't know. Might not be.
Audrey says she thinks it's from where she burnt some sugar on it, but it really doesn't. I mean, it doesn't feel like there's anything there. Like it seems like it's under the glass.
It might be. I don't know.
I don't know either. Oh, this looks so much better. Yes, it does. Sir. Fletchy bro. What are you doing? Ooh, I need to clean the front of that stove door too. I usually keep a handle cover on here. That's why this still looks so nice. But I pulled all of those off. I keep some on the refrigerator too. I pulled those all off to wash them since we had touched it while we were sick. Hey baby. I'm Mama's boy. I'm Mama's boy. I think I'm going to officially say that I am done for the night. I may still fold some clothes while we sit and watch When Calls the Heart. Audrey asked if I wanted to watch that with her, so I think that's what we're going to do for the rest of our afternoon. Thank you for being here today. As always, I sure enjoyed hanging out with you. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. And I will see you in the next one. I love you. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.